Hey everybody, welcome to your weekly video update. I am Matt DeWolf, Editor-in-Chief of Car Wash Magazine, and let's get into it, shall we? So this is the show for you every week that's going to give you one key takeaway that you can take back to your business immediately, and we're going to do that for you, ideally less than 10 minutes. We're trying to tick that number down so we can give you as much time back in your day as possible while you can still feel connected to what's happening in the car wash industry. So, first things first, I gotta say I've been reading a lot lately, and I came across some articles about innovation and some different inventions over the years, and I was wondering, I came across one that I thought was just brilliant, and I'm hoping that maybe you all know about this one. So my question to you is, what innovation has allowed us to see through walls? Windows. Hey! All right, I'm sorry. That was a little bit of a joke. If you don't know, I do like to tell a bad or really great joke from time to time. That is your joke for this week. That's one takeaway. You can use that one. You're welcome. Let's get into some updates, can we? So, hot stove update. Mint Eco has hired a new CFO and a new COO. And they've relocated their headquarters to Palm Beach Gardens. So why did they relocate? Well, this corporate headquarters team, is now up to 16 people, and so they're really poised for more growth. This new location helps them kind of have space for that. Now, who are they bringing on? So they brought on Kevin Gagnon. I'm going to mispronounce that. I'm sorry, Kevin. He joins as CFO from 2J's Restaurants, and then you've got Preston Black joining as COO from McDonald's pedigree. And so really interesting when you look at the backgrounds of those individuals that some of these groups are starting to bring in. What do they have in common? Well, they've both worked at organizations with multi-unit businesses, right, focused on customer experiences. And so what does that sound like, friends? That's right. Yeah, that's our industry. Sounds a lot like our industry right now. So very cool stuff. Looking forward to what they're going to do there. I've got another hot stove update for you. There's some moving and shaking happening this week. This one, though, is near and dear to me and those of us at International Car Wash Association, because Shani Calvo is joining ICA as Director of Media and Editorial, and she's going to be the editor of Car Wash Magazine. And so Shani's going to join us, and she's going to help us continue to deliver best-in-class content, storytelling, just as you've come to expect, and frankly, as you all deserve. And so Shani's going to be a big part of the team there. Really excited for her addition. So help me welcome her. She's probably going to be reaching out to some of you all for some story ideas and some story sources here as she works on the next issues of the magazine. So be friendly. Reach out to us if you've got questions. Welcome Shani to the team. What else do we have? So normally this is about the time in the program I'd go into some greenfield activity. I don't have any this week, so I don't know where y'all are that are building your new washes fresh and not just buying other ones, but send me those stories. I want to know what you're up to. I want to be able to highlight those successes for you because it's super important as we talk about what's going on in this industry. So this is going to be a lot of M&A. So we've got Magnolia. We all know Magnolia. They've acquired 16 locations through 4 transactions down in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. So their cruise to 1 million locations, however many their goal is, continues. And then we've got Spotless. They broke into Tulsa with their acquisition of Mr. Clean. That's Clean with a K, not Clean with a C. That's a different organization. And then you've got Zips announcing an Orlando expansion. I think they picked up 6 in that deal. So 6 locations added for Zips in Orlando. They continue to grow. Let's move into some other news, because as much as we all like to talk about growing and selling and buying and all these things happening, let's just take a minute. Let's back up. This one's something that I think a lot of folks could benefit from, and it relates to insurance. So what in the world, why are we talking about insurance? DRB and Cross Insurance, they've collaborated to give some safety credits for those folks who qualify if you're using Cross Insurance and you've got no pileups installed. So it makes a lot of sense, right? Everybody, I think, knows what no pileups is and how it helps prevent collisions in the tunnel. But when you combine that with some incentives for the operator owners here to get some safety credits on their insurance, well, you've got a little bit of a win-win there. So it always comes back to making sure that you're incentivizing the behaviors that you want to see. And so this is a really good example of that. Awesome job there. What else do we have for you? This is on the supplier side as well. AutoBright, they've got this ModBright system. You've probably seen it. It's been around for a while. But they're really starting to focus now on how they can convert some of the in-bay automatic and even some of the self-serve locations with these kind of smaller tunnel operations. And so bringing a little bit of that express wash flavor into some of these other business models. I think that that's really fascinating. I mean, I don't think that in-bays and self-serves are going to go away anytime real soon, but I do think this is interesting from a volume play and being able to go into smaller kind of real estate footprints and be able to kind of get some of that higher throughput for folks and get people kind of accustomed to that. So interesting move, interesting play. Might be right for you, might not. All right. Last thing I just wanted to kind of show off here. As we talked about technology at the top, a little bit of a different technology. AMP, if you haven't heard about them, AMP is a membership platform. There's a story on our website about Fabulous Freddy's, who is, quite frankly, amped about AMP. I couldn't resist. So Fabulous Freddy's, they have used this as their point of sale provider here. They're going to run all their memberships through this, and they've got some really great detail around what they can do with the customer data that they get and all of those kind of customer journey flows. So really fascinating stuff. AMP is kind of this first one to come in and say, yeah, we're going to do all app. It's all app based. So really neat. We're going to have a conversation with the owners and founders of AMP here in an upcoming episode of the podcast. So be looking out for that. But just wanted to share, if you want to do a little bit of reading and you're interested in mobile app kind of developments here, you can check out that story. Again, it's Fabulous Freddy's, Amped About AMP. That's on carwashmagazine.com. All right. I talked last week real briefly, and maybe you caught it if you subscribed to our podcast, but we had Ann Mahler on from Soapy Joe's talking about NFTs. Well, I couldn't not let you hear more about that. So here's another quick clip from Ann about kind of where that innovation idea comes from.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of our best ideas for innovation and being at the forefront really do happen when you're out and about and living your own life, because that's when you're not forcing the context and, it's got to be a good idea that fits this objective. Those ideas have a lot of long legs. And, honestly, this one came to be, if you think back, when Ellen showed the picture of her cat and it was a line drawing. And in that moment, I just thought, okay, this is something that's doable, approachable, and honestly can be lighthearted and fun. It's really a brand hallmark of ours that we are breathing a lot of life and kind of whimsy into our activities. And to see that someone that's so high powered can really just do something that was so spontaneous and in the moment, but actually meaningful and really hitching on to that trend, it sparked that idea. And then it took 18 months to find a market appropriate moment to bring that idea to the fore.
All right, so that's just a little taste. If you want to hear more about how Soapy Joe's kind of went about kind of creating that first NFT and that whole process, we talked to Ann about it. It's super fascinating stuff. They do a great job out there. Love to hear what they're doing. Now, if if you have something that you are doing that is super cool, that needs to be shared, that you feel just really proud of, I want to know. I want to share your stories with the rest of this industry. So let me know, mdewolf@carwash.org. Otherwise, friends, I want you to make sure that you are reviewing and rating us. You're leaving us 5 stars wherever you can. And friends, there's just one last thing that I have to ask you to do. And that is that when you're out there and you're just killing it washing cars, keep it clean.